Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello. Gary here for Bizarre Brain Comics. Today, this is where we like to take a look at some older comics and the creators, talk about the stories and art. And today we're going to take a look at this little book here. What year was this? This is Scooter, or Swing with Scooter, from DC Comics, 1968. This is number 15. This is a teen humor comic in the vein of Archie. It is a little bit different, but it's in the vein of Archie comics. Let's take a look in the big book of knowledge. Scooter, number 15 from 1968, DC Comics, by Henry Scarpelli. Don't know who did the writing on this particular issue or the stories, but it was drawn by Henry Scarpelli. Even though they don't give credits, he signs his work. And Scooter is a teen humor title published by DC Comics from 1966 to 1972. The title character was a British teenage musician living in the U.S. I guess he's living with his aunt. It was attempting to draw on the popularity of the British invasion of musicians in the 60s, like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. It was created by romance comic writer Barbara Friedlander and Jack Miller and artist Joe Orlando. And Henry Scarpelli took over the art chores with issue number 14. And he began, he gave the book a more cartoonish, Archie-like style. And this is definitely Archie-like. In 72, DC canceled their entire humor line. There was stuff like Scooter. They'd had Jerry Lewis and Bob Hope and Date with Debbie and a couple others that I can't think of. And at the time, Scooter met members of the JLA, such as Batman and Superman. Again, Henry Scarpelli is from 1930 to 2010. He's an American comic artist, recipient of the Shazam Award in 1970 for Best Inker in the Humor Division, where he had worked on Date with Debbie, Binky, that's what I was trying to think of, Binky, as well as Scooter. He also drew for Archie Comics, including the Archie newspaper strip through most of the 90s and 2000s. He studied at the School of Visual Arts in New York City. And he started his art career working for a newspaper syndicate, designing ads and brochures. And then he started a syndicated gag panel called TV Teehees. Later, he did comic book work at Dell on TV tie-in books such as The Beverly Hillbillies and Bewitched. And then it was on to Marvel, DC, and Archie Comics. So he worked on Archie for a long time. This is a fun little thing. So I like to change things up a little bit. And I have very eclectic tastes. So I read from your most mainstream superhero comics to the underground comics, and everything in between. So, let's get along and let us swing with Scooter. And here we are. Better see that cover illustration. Swing with Scooter. He's a British. He's a musician, longer hair. So he's kind of looks a little like the Beatles. And he gets his nickname Scooter. It's just a nickname. He's never given a proper name. He's called Scooter because it's his main mode of transportation. He rides around on a little motor scooter. And then, like Archie, he's in perpetual love triangles and after girls and the like. There's a little like Betty and Veronica type thing going on here. He's a lifeguard and saving this blonde girl a cookie. And Penny is not thrilled. Now, I want to show you something here. A couple videos back, when I did Bunny, I told you about, I had a friend of mine, Delberta, had given me a handful of her comics when she figured she'd outgrown them. This is back probably in the 70s. It must have been right around about 50 years or so ago when she gave these to me. And she had her name on each one. And this is one of the books that Delberta had given me. So that tells you how long I've had this particular book. Swing with Scooter. And here you can see Henry Scarpelli's signature. And you can clearly see this is very, very Archie-like in the art style. Let's take a look at Scooter. And here you can see this whole main cast of friends. Scooter in Will the Rill Princess Please Step Forward. And somebody, whether it's Delberta or more likely her brother Alan, went at this book with a pen and did some scribbling here. And here you see the character Penny she's rich, and the butler brings a telegram from her dad. Well, while she's entertaining all her poor friends in their backyard pool. And so, as the telegram, her father is away, but someone's coming to visit. The Sultan of Salty Araba. And he's coming to visit with his daughter. You mean a real life Sultan? Well, of course. And I've heard of her, Princess Sherry Hassad, or Hassaid. And this guy, what's his name? Malibu. Malibu is not thrilled with the girl Sherry. He thinks she's uppity. As if Penny's not uppity. And you can see right there, kind of looking down her nose at everyone, said, I hang around with princes and princesses all the time. But they're coming here and we're going to show her a good time and we're going to make them feel right at home. I said, okay. And see, and here is Scooter and their other friend, Kenny. He's a rival, and he's not happy about any of this. Okay, so here when they come, they're all dressed up in Arabian type garb. It's kind of cringeworthy. It's very culturally insensitive. That's kind of a cute take on that elephant, though. And the Sultan comes down. Oh, he just loves the way they bow and scrape and before him and everything. And then his daughter pops out. Woo! Hey, gang! I don't know where they'd get an Arabian blonde, but there she is. And she's just like a mod American kid, dresses and talks the same way that these kids do. She's just like us. And she's not happy because her daddy has arranged a marriage with some other guy. And here he comes, this, what do they call him? And he's just revolting. He treats people like crap. You can see it. Idiots, imbeciles. Steady. Bah, you just can't buy a good slave nowadays. Daddy, how could you? Yeah, that's the soon-to-be son-in-law. What's his name? I think they gave his name over here. Well, they give it later on. Again, so they've changed back into their own clothes. Notice he's wearing the narrow jacket with a pendant. Another take right from the Beatles. And because she is in love with a musician, an American musician. And here's a picture of him, long-haired hippie freak. But she loves him. His name is Nickel Uzi from the Twisted Dimes. But so they come up with something. They because nobody likes the guy that she's supposed to marry here, and it's all an arranged marriage because he's rich and will be good for her father's sultanate. So they make a call and get Uzi over there, and they arrange for them to elope. And there you can just see all the hearts floating around. Oh, Nickel baby! They get her down and they run together. Oh, love in bloom. So now what are they going to do about the daddy-o? Well, he'll come after him he'll chase him down with a camel squad. Yeah, but there'll be a firing squad for us. Then boom, 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 knock on the door. This is Ahmed, co-ruler of the East, light of the North, and Fat Fink of the South. What was that you said, my sweet pumpkin? It's him. We're dead. So they all scamper off. And wait a minute, we can't just take off like that. We got to do something. So they come up with a scheme, and since it was his idea, Scooter has to do it. Dress him up as a harem girl, and then Ahmed comes in thinking it's Sherry, and he chases her all over the house. And he's runs out the front door, around the tree, and he hops over the hedge, but the big guy can't do it because he's running he's just huffing and puffing, but in the process he loses his harem girl pants. Hey, you're a guy, you're not Sherry, and everyone's mad. Oh, Papa Sultan, Papa Sultan. Right here, it's kind of cool. An advertisement for the Zeroids. I remember these. There were toy robots, adventures, space robots. That was cool. I never had any though. And the Sultan is not happy, and Ahmed, he's not happy. And then, right in the midst of all the arguing, because they get word that Ahmed's oil wells have all dried up. Ahmed is broke. Oh my gosh. He almost married her. He almost married her. She almost married this penniless pauper. But if it's money you want, she married Nickel Uzi. And here they find out that he's got gold records. His gold's almost as good. And he's making lots of money from his records. And here they show the new band. It was Nickel Uzi and the Sultans. And they've got the Sultan there in the picture on the newspaper as the drummer. Oh, that was kind of funny. I thought it was funny anyway. So it is. You can see it's Archie-like, but yet it has a different flavor. A different flavor, and then it has a backup story here featuring his friend Kenny and summertime stuff. But notice this is not Henry Scarpelli art. I think this is Joe Orlando art, because it's no longer has the Archie style. This is more of the Joe Orlando humor style. And remember, Joe Orlando started with EC Comics, and then it has another Scooter story done by Henry Scarpelli. And this is the fun one. It's on the beach. And this is kind of where the cover was kind of taken from. And here, that was fun. It's all just good fun, good clean fun. A little look down memory lane, a bit of nostalgia. All good fun and stuff that you just will not see anymore. So it is good fun. It's good for kids and us adults who enjoy this stuff. It's a lot of fun with tongue in cheek. Sweet, honest, good-natured fun with a little bit of romance thrown in. So that's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed Scooter, Swing with Scooter. And thanks again, Delberta, for the comic book. Like, share, subscribe. Share it with your other friends who like Archie type stuff, maybe. Hope you enjoyed it. And remember, comics are art.